What is up? What is up, everybody? Man, I am so fired up. I hope you all are fired up. If you don't know who I am, my name is Josh Shanley, and I have the pleasure and the honor of bringing you some powerful information tonight. And gosh, I couldn't be any more excited. In fact, I was playing some music here on my phone to get me in the right mood, to get me fired up, because I've got some great stuff to share with you. Some great, powerful stuff to share with you tonight. Now, here's what I want you to do. If you are fired up, if you are ready to learn, if you are ready and open to having a breakthrough tonight, then I want you to post yes in the comments, okay? If you are open, if you're fired up, you're open and ready, open to having a breakthrough tonight, I want you to post yes in the comments right now. And while you're doing that, who thinks it's pretty freaking awesome that we almost have 500 people on already, right? Who thinks that's pretty awesome as well? Now, for those of you who don't know me, in a minute I'll give you a brief little introduction, brief little story, and you'll get to know me more throughout this training, because I'm going to weave in some stories, because that's how we learn, right? We learn through stories, right? Here's a couple of things that I want to cover first. First off, most likely you're on because someone cared enough about you to invite you here tonight. And so the first thing I want you to do is appreciate the fact that someone cared enough to invite you to this tonight, right? So appreciate that, and in fact, after this, or maybe maybe during this, you might want to thank them, right? Number two, I want to congratulate you for being here tonight, because here's the thing. Here's what I know. People are listening from all over, all across the world, literally all over the world. We have people, in the United States, all over North America. We have people in Europe. We have people in Australia, and all parts of the world. In fact, go ahead. You can post. What part of the world you're from in the comments as well. Some of you are already doing that. I saw Toronto, Canada. I saw all different areas of the United States. Here's what I want to say. Kudos to you for choosing to be here right now with me and with us, instead of watching television, right? Or instead of doing something that won't get you closer to, your goal, right? You're obviously here tonight because you want a different outcome in your life and your business, right? And I want to congratulate you. In fact, I want you to right now give yourself a pat on the back for being here, for showing up, Okay? Give yourself a pat on the back. Now, you've made it here, right? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get rid of distractions, right? Close, maybe you're in a room with a door open. Go close the door. Turn your phone off or on vibrate, right? You might want to leave Facebook on up and talk about how awesome this is every once in a while, right? But I want you to get fully engaged for 60 minutes so that you can get the most out of this, right? Number two, you definitely want to have something to take notes, right? I'm a pen and paper guy, right? I'm a pen and paper guy, but maybe you want to take notes on your phone or your pad, your tablet or something like that. Whatever the case may be, you want to take notes, right? Because maybe I should have said this at the beginning, but you're here because we're going to talk about how I recruited 296 people. Actually, it's more than that now, but 296 people in the last 9 months without ever calling a lead or prospect, right? We're also going to talk about the only 5 words that you need to attract the right people to your business, be it business builders or customers, right? We're going to talk about how to recruit without selling. And we're going to talk about one simple activity that if you focus on that is going to get you maximum results from minimum time, right? So as we do that, you're going to want to take notes, right? Now, here's the perspective that I take when I come to things like this, because I attend stuff like this all the time, right? And here's what I come looking for. I come looking for one golden nugget, one thing that will change my business if I take it and apply it. One, maybe it's a paradigm shift, or maybe it's one word sometimes. That's what you need to focus on. Find that, be in tune. That's why I want you to be fully engaged, because you never know when your breakthrough is going to happen, right? And I hope it's tonight. I hope for you, your breakthrough happens tonight. But you won't know that unless you're fully engaged, right? And you're here and you hang with me the whole time, okay? Now, lastly, well, not lastly, but Q&A, right? We've got lots of people. Gosh, golly, over 600 people now. I like it. We got lots of people here, so go ahead and post in. If you have questions about something I'm sharing, go ahead and post there. And if I don't see it, somebody else on in the group here, on the team here, will be able to chime in and answer that. And depending at the end, maybe I'll be able to scroll through and sort of go through some of the questions. By the way, if you see me looking over here, it's because I've got my other computer set up so I can see that everything's working okay, and that I can see the comments and stuff, and it keeps me fired up, right? In fact, I already saw somebody said holy pitchman Batman or something like that. That cracks me up. Look, I'm fired up. I love this stuff, and so it gets me excited, right? It gets me excited. So here's the deal. Let's go ahead. Here's one last thing, okay? I'm going to share some numbers tonight, right? And I've already shared some numbers. And I have to say this. My results are not typical or average, because I'm not typical or average either. And if you're here right now, neither are you. Because what typical average people would be doing right now? Sitting on the couch, eating potato chips, watching TV, right? So you're here right now, you're not typical or average, but I need to say that, right? So if I share income figures, or I talk about how many people I've recruited, just know that my numbers aren't necessarily typical or average. It takes hard work and leadership to succeed, and we even have a disclosure probably at the bottom, which you're going to have to scroll on forever at this point, because there's like already 270 comments or something like that. But I need to get that out of the way, right? I need to get that out of the way. So here's the deal. For those of you that don't know me, let me just say real quick that I am someone who has now, for nearly 5 years, been earning a pretty significant six-figure income from home, right? And I say that not to brag, but just to let you know that I'm someone who speaks from experience, right? Not from theory. Someone who's been doing this, earning a full-time income, working part-time from home for nearly 5 years now. In fact, I've got 4 kids. My oldest is about 7.5. And since my first child was born, the only time I've ever had to use an alarm clock is if I had like an early morning flight or something like that. And that, let me tell you, that is awesome. And so I've been able to create freedom in my life, freedom that honestly, I never thought was possible until, a few years ago. And so now my mission, my vision is to help you create freedom, right? Is to help you create freedom in your life so that you can do the things that you want with the people that you want when you want to do them, okay? So you're going to get to know me a little bit more, because I'm going to weave some stories in as I go through. And what I'm going to do now, actually, is I'm going to switch cameras to, I'm going to move to the whiteboard. So while I do that, go ahead and keep commenting. My gosh, we're almost at 700 people. We've got people from Australia and Connecticut. Dan Callahan. I love that income disclosure. I love it. So here's what I'm going to do. It'll just take me a couple of seconds here. I'm going to switch cameras. And you can join me in just a minute over at the old board. All right, so let's go ahead and make sure. Now, you're going to have to bear with me here because for some reason I was testing this camera earlier, and for some reason the focus was zooming in and out. Okay, so just bear with me. You should be able to hear me okay. So we should be good to go there. So here's the deal. I want to share with you a story before I get into the nuts and bolts, because I am going to share with you exactly what I have done to recruit 296 people in the last 9 months without ever calling leads or prospects. I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts, but I want to share with you a story that on the surface you may think has nothing to do with this. And what I want you to know is that it has everything to do with this, and I'll explain how a little later on. So I was a fat kid. In elementary school, I was overweight, right? Even fat. Kids used to make fun of me. I remember very clearly being made fun of in the bathroom in elementary school, right? Not fun, not fun. I remember there came a time when I was just about to turn 12 years old, and I was going clothes shopping for clothing with my mom and my brother, my younger brother, and I could picture this. You know, some people have like photographic memories of their past. I really don't have that, right? I can remember things, but I can't like picture them super clear. But this is one memory that I can picture clear as day. I can see it as if it happened yesterday. We were shopping in a place in West Reading, Pennsylvania, called the the Vanity Fair Outlets, VF Factory Outlets or something like that. Yeah, Vanity Fair Factory Outlets. And we were shopping at, I think it was like the Lee Jeans. And we were shopping in the husky section, right? Because that's where the overweight kids had to get their clothes, right? And I remember even the husky clothes being uncomfortable, right? I remember going and trying them on, and they didn't fit, right? And I remember telling my mom, Mom, this is the last time that I am shopping for clothes in the husky section. This is it. This is the last time. Okay? I made a decision that day that that was it. I was going to create a new reality in my life, right? Even though I was only almost 12 years old. Then, over the next 45 days, it was either 45 or 60 days, I lost 30 pounds, right? Now, picture this. I weighed at that time almost the same amount that I weigh now at 30-something years old, right? But I lost 30 pounds in a very short period of time, right? Changed my life, right? Totally changed my life. Fast forward, this struggle with weight and my body composition and my self-image with that continued to resonate in my life, continued to boil up in my life, right? And weight was a struggle for me constantly, right? I wasn't necessarily like really overweight at any point, you know, going through middle school and high school and college and even as a young adult, but it was always a struggle. And here's why. I was trying to maintain and even lose weight using sort of conventional wisdom, right? To eat healthy, exercise a lot, and just work really hard at it, right? Just, you know, get miserable about it. And it just was a constant struggle, right? About 4.5 years ago, I hit my highest weight as an adult. I was just over 200 pounds. And I got to a point again where I was like, enough is enough. It's time to do something different, right? I need to do something different. And here's what happened. I read a book. Literally, I read a book one night. Okay? And then 45 days later, I lost 29 pounds, almost all completely fat. And not only had I lost all that weight, but I completely changed my body composition in 45 days. 45 days. Now here's the crazy part. That was about 3.5 years ago. Yeah, 3.5 years ago. A little less than 3.5 years ago. And I've been able to maintain that with very little effort. And here's the craziest part. When I was trying to maintain and lose weight using the old way of thinking, it was a constant struggle. Now, I work out less in a week than what I typically worked out in a day. Okay? And I'm going to share how this relates as we get into some nuts and bolts, okay? And what I'll do is, because I know some of you are probably wondering, what book did I read, right? What book did I read? I will share that at the end, right? I'll share that at the end. You got to stick with me here. Hold on a second. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts. By the way, who thinks it's cool that we have 756 people on right now? That's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. So here's the deal. To recruit this amount of people, 296 people, without calling leads or prospects, and quite frankly, without doing the traditional stuff that most people say that you have to do in the network marketing or direct sales, home-based business industry, you've got to do things a little bit differently, especially when you've got a wife and 4 young kids, and freedom is a priority, right? And so the core of how we do things differently to get the kind of results that I'm sharing, the core of it starts with a capture page. Okay? It starts with a capture page. Now, some of you don't know what that is. Some of you, you're like, oh, yeah, I know. So here's the deal. If you don't know what it is, just hang with me. I'm going to share what it is in a minute. And if you do know what it is, you need to stick with me too, because in a minute, I'm going to share with you the only 5 words that you need to attract the right people. And for those of you, even some of you advanced folks, there's going to be a little bit of an aha, okay? So what's a capture page? A capture page, well, here's the best way to illustrate what a capture page is. Most likely, you are here tonight because you put your information onto a capture page, right? You saw a page that said live webinar with Josh Shanley. See how I recruited 296 people in 9 months, in the last 9 months, without ever calling leads or prospects. That's a capture page, right? That is a capture page, okay? That's where it all starts, okay? Now, what are the 5 words to use, or the 5 things to keep in mind, really the 5 words, to use on a capture page to attract the right people? It's pretty simple, but really, really powerful. How can I, they want, get pleasure without the pain, okay? Most of you are here tonight because A, you're currently doing things the old traditional model, right? You might be calling leads, you might be going to home meetings or hosting home meetings, you might be going to hotel meetings, you might be doing 3-way calls, you might be passing out flyers, doing those silly drop cards. You know what I mean, the ones that look like a folded up $100 bill, right? So for you, the capture page and even the title of this webinar is an illustration of this at play. How you can recruit people without calling leads. So how I can recruit more without leads. How can I get the pleasure without the pain? So in your business right now, and you might want to even put this in your notes, jot down some ideas, right? Because this applies to more than just recruiting. Most likely, all of you on here have products to sell, right? And so this applies to your products. How can I get more pleasure, less pain, right? And when you figure that out in your business, you will have no problem whatsoever attracting the right people to you. Okay? When you can do that, excuse me, your life and your business will change, okay? So it all starts with a capture page, right? I'm going to erase the pleasure and pain thing here, okay? Now, once you have a capture page, incidentally, some of you are with companies that give you capture pages, right? Our team, that's one of the things that we provide for our team are capture pages that are using best practices, right? A perfect example tonight. We had many people on our team inviting people to this, using this capture page, and the reason we have 795 people right now is because we're talking about how to get more good and less of the pain, right? Now, once you have a capture page, we have to get traffic to the page, okay? Another way to think about it is you need to get eyeballs, okay? People to your capture page. Now, there are many different strategies to do this, right? Now, I'm going over some basics here, and then I'm going to get into some very specifics on how I've been able to get these kind of results, right? But it all starts with these basics, right? Because this is pointing to one part of this bigger equation of how I've been able to do this, okay? So traffic, how to get traffic, right? Now, again, let's use tonight as an example. You're here tonight because of one of maybe several things. Maybe you got an email from someone, okay? That's a way of getting traffic, sending emails. Maybe you saw a post on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or Google Plus or Pinterest or Instagram, right? So social media is another way to get traffic. Maybe you saw an advertisement. Maybe you saw an ad on Facebook, right? Maybe someone reached out to you on Facebook or on LinkedIn and started chatting with you, looking to help and serve you, to see what you need help with in your business, and ended up sharing the capture page for tonight, and now you're here, right? Okay? Now, after the capture page, well, actually, we're going to go over here. So the next thing we need is a sales video, or as is example tonight, a hangout, okay? Hangout, live training, workshop, webinar, whatever you want to call it, right? Now, here's why we don't want to take traffic and put it right here. I'm going to put an X through that. Because when we do this, only a small fraction of people are going to sign up or are going to buy when you send them directly to a sales message or you send them directly to something like this tonight. So what we want to do is we want to send that, the time or the money that we spend driving traffic, because all traffic either costs time or money. There is no truly free traffic. All traffic is either going to cost you time or money, okay? We send them to a capture page so that we can still get them to the message, but we can build our list. And this is our number one asset. This is our number one asset in business. Any business. Your list of prospects, and your list of buyers is your number one asset in business, right? Your number one asset in business. So what we do here is we can then continue to send them back to our sales presentation, to new hangouts, right? To new value-based trainings, like what we're putting on tonight here, okay, and what we do every week with our team. But we can't do that if we're not building this asset, if we're not sending traffic to a capture page where we have those 5 words. How to get more pleasure without the pain. That's more than 5 words, but you get the point. More pleasure without the pain. That's the 5 words. More of the good stuff without the pain. That's how we get people. And that's how, when you do this right, that's how you can get conversions of 30 to 50% or more. Okay? That's how you can get a lot of people, a high percentage of people, to input their information on the capture page. I don't actually know what tonight's capture page converted at, but I can tell you from best practices, I can tell you that it converted at a high percentage because we followed this structure. How can we get more pleasure without pain? How can we recruit more people, build a business without more pain? Okay? Now we've got this list, right? Okay? And so here let me do one thing here. So number one, build a list. Okay? That's the number one thing that I did to recruit 296 people in the last 9 months. Okay? Number two, email regularly. What's regularly? Typically 1 to 2 times a day. Now you say, well, what are you mailing them? Right? What do you email? Well, you email stuff like tonight's hangout, right? You email things that add value to your subscribers, right? That's how you get great results over time. Now, what you'll notice in the marketplace is that when you do this, when you value-based content, you will rise above the competition in the marketplace. Because what are most people doing? They're just blasting sign up, sign up, sign up. Join me, join me, join me. Buy my thing, right? When you can send value-based content, you immediately rise above the rest. Now, what if you don't know how to do this yet? That's one of the things that we provide here with our team. We give you value-based content, for example, this workshop right now. Now, the third thing, cash signs. That's what's on my mind. Money, 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 right? Number 3 is you want to create and post this content on a blog, okay? So that you can use that to send to your list, but so that you can also syndicate on social media, okay? So that you can syndicate on social media. And I just need to get a drink here. Okay? So that you can syndicate on social media. Now, what does this do? What does this do? This attracts people to you. Of the 296 people that I have recruited in the last 9 months, I would say at least somewhere between 10 and 20% of them were never even on my email list to begin with. They found content that I had syndicated using social media. They found me there and decided, wow, this guy's unique. This guy's different, right? Where everybody else is just saying, it's just saying, just sign up, just join, just buy, whatever. This guy's delivering value to the marketplace. I think I'm going to go check out what he's doing, right? So that's another thing. And then this last one goes right along with here is live weekly trainings, hangouts, whatever you want to call it. And in doing that, and tonight's a perfect example, and this is one of the reasons why we do this, our team does these every week, because it is something, it fits into all of this. It's something that we can send to our list. It's value-based content. It's something we can talk about with content that we post on our blog and syndicate to social media, and it all ties together to help us attract people to our businesses so that we don't have to work as hard to get results that people are working like dogs for using conventional wisdom, right? Using conventional wisdom. I'm just going to check the time here, get another drink. All right, so this is really all this. Now think about this. This is what we do and recommend. This is what other in the industries are doing. Okay, calling leads. They are, three-way calls, cold prospecting, home meetings. We'll put home/hotel meetings. Okay. They're doing flyers/business cards. Okay. Now I want you to think about this. Think about this. This business is about duplication, right? That's part of the allure of this business. And that's part of what allows people to create freedom inside of this business, is to create duplication. That's why I got involved in this industry. Little side note for you. I mentioned that I've been earning a significant six-figure income from home for nearly 5 years. For the first 3.5, 4 years of that, I was doing that in sort of the guru model, meaning I had my own products and services, right? And here's what happened for me. It came to a point for me where I was helping people, who I was teaching and training and providing my products and services to, I was helping them getting more of what I didn't want. I was helping them get more of something that I would view as like miserableness for me, right? And so the reason that I'm in front of you now, the reason that I have chosen this industry now, is so that I can help others create the freedom that I've been able to create, right? How do we do that? We do that through duplication. So let's go back to the board. Which one seems easier to duplicate? Would it be easier to duplicate being able to build a list, send a couple emails, right? Create your own value-based content or borrow hours. Get people to live weekly trainings and hangouts, your own or borrow hours. Or would it be easier to spend hours a day calling leads, to spend more hours of the day on three-way calls, to cold prospect, right? Like, wander around Walmart? I can still picture, clear as day, in my mind. I don't even know how many times I've been, this hasn't happened to me recently, but I'd say, gosh, I don't even know how long ago this was a regular occurrence, where I'm shopping at Walmart or, Giant, which is one of our grocery stores, and someone would walk up and just start a conversation with like, hey, you look like a sharp guy. Do you keep your business options open? Really? Really? Doing home or hotel meetings. Now, here's the right way to do a home meeting. I'm in my home right now, and we have 788 people watching this with us. Right? We have 788 people basically in my home with me. Right? And no one had to drive here, and we didn't have to clean up the house. I did clean up my office a little bit more than maybe I normally do, right? But nobody had to clean up their house. There wasn't like this awkward weirdness, right, where you like invited them over for a party and they didn't even know what they were stepping into, right? None of that stuff, right? The hotel meetings. I can still remember going to hotel meetings. I don't even know. Here's the funny part. If I had kids when I was first introduced to this industry, because here's the thing, I was introduced to this industry 11 years ago. But the reason that I decided eventually when I had a breakthrough and started to earn a significant income, the reason I went the model I did is because when I was first exposed to this type of industry, this is how I was told to do it. If I had 4 kids at the time I was first introduced to, I don't know how I would have, I never would have gotten off the ground even a little, because the hotel meetings alone, that's like a 3-hour ordeal, right? You got to get there early. You got to be dressed nice, right? You can't wear superhero. You can't wear a Superman T-shirt to the hotel meeting, right? And then so you get people there, right? And what happens? What happens? You get a bunch of people who say they're coming, and one out of like the 10 come, right? Even though you told your sponsor, hey, I got 10 coming tonight, right? 1 comes, okay? You get there early to make sure that they don't beat you there, right? Or maybe you even like drive a half an hour out of your way to pick that person up. You sit through the meeting, right? Which is straight pitch, right? Where they're drawing the circles on the board and stuff. And then you've got, then you talk with your prospect afterward, and then you talk with your upline. It's like a 3 or 4 hour ordeal, right? And some of you, gosh, and look, I've done this, right? I've done this. I've printed out flyers and posted them at the, the local bulletin boards. I've done the drop cards, right? I can laugh about the $100 bills because I've done them, right? I've done them, right? Which makes more sense, this or this? Now, think about, I want to take it a step farther because I really want this to sink in. What if this works? What if you do this stuff and this actually works? What's the only way to grow your business? It's to either do more of this stuff or that is painful and hard and extremely time consuming, and or try and get other people on your team to do the stuff that to be extremely painful, overwhelming, and time consuming, right? What if it worked? What if doing home meetings worked? Are you going to do a home meeting every single night of the week, right? Craziness. Let me get a drink of water. All right, we're close to 800. Go post on Facebook so we can get to 800, right? We're close to 800 people. All right. So what's next? All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hang with me for a second here. Keep the comments coming. I'm loving the comments. We're getting some great feedback. Some great comments and so forth. So keep those coming. And here's what I want you to do. If you've ever done this, go ahead and post in the comments, right? Because I know some of you, like Kevin, Alex, Kevin Souza, who just posted, right? Look, I'm not saying this doesn't work. Okay, don't get me wrong. This stuff can work, and it's been proven to work because other people have had success doing that, right? But you got to think about, what if it does work? What if it does work, right? Because here's the thing. Most of you, unless you're full-time doing this, you've got a few hours a day, tops, right? Because most of you have jobs. Most of you have families, right? Your window of work time is small, okay? You've got to get the absolute most out of that window of opportunity as possible that you have every day. And here's what I found. This is not the way to do it, okay? Again, can this work? Sure, but think about it. What if it does work, right? What if it does work? What is that going to mean, okay? Now, I want to talk about one more thing. How are we doing on time? Okay. I want to talk about one more thing. Ripley. Ripley, I love you, man. Ripley's taking action. My man, William in San Diego. So one last thing that I want to talk about, which is sort of below the surface of being able to do this. Because here's the thing. To recruit 296 people, right, in 9 months, there's some economics. There's some economics involved to make this work. Because here's the thing. To recruit 296 people, you got to get some serious, you've got to get some traffic, right? And in full disclosure, full honesty, right? To do this, I had to invest in traffic, right? I did not do this all with free strategies. Can you get results with free strategies? Absolutely yes. Is it possible to recruit 296 people in 9 months with all free strategies? Yes, it is possible. But I like paid traffic because I can leverage my time. But, and this is a big but, right? Don't make fun of my butt. You have to, the only way you can afford to pay for traffic is if you've got products, services, etc., whatever it is that you're offering, fit a couple of criteria. Okay? Now, number one, here's just what I have found. You've got to have stuff with high commissions. It is really hard to scale out and to get massive results if you're getting, 10 to 30, even 50% commissions. It is hard to scale. Is it possible? Yes, but it's hard. Okay? When I'm talking about high level commissions, I'm talking about 80 to 100%. Like you're the guru, like you're the guru. Okay? Guru kind of money. Okay? Number two, you've got to have recurring income. Okay? You've got to have a way to get a customer once and get paid for them over time. Now, most, traditional network marketing, MLM, direct sales, most of that has that built in. The problem is most of that has it built in, but at these tiny commission levels, and we don't want that, right? Number 3, we need high-ticket products. We need stuff that we can earn 500, 1,000, even $3,000. Okay, like last night, I went to bed and I woke up to one of these. I woke up and I got an email that said, "Hey, you just made $500." That's pretty cool, right? Now, all of this, I'm making the assumption that what these are delivering massive transformational value to the marketplace, right? Okay, we're making that assumption because particularly the company that we belong to, that's what we offer. What we offer delivers massive transformational value, right? So I'm taking that, I'm making that assumption there. Let me tell you a story about when I first, was doing this guru model. I created my first product, and man, I was so excited, right? I was so excited. I made this training program, and in fact, I'll just tell you, it was for real estate agents, okay? And it was how to generate leads on the internet, right? Because here's the thing. The same stuff, not all of this, but a lot of this stuff that I had here is the same stuff they teach you in real estate, right? Go, and I didn't even have over here, go hassling your warm market, right? I didn't even have that one there. I mean, that is painful, right? So most of the stuff they teach you, go hassle your warm market, call leads, right? Either just like literally open the phone book and call, like go do cold prospecting, like call for sale by owners or expired listings and stuff like that. Go to networking meetings and stuff like that. I didn't want to do any of that, right? So it's kind of the same model in real estate, even in mortgage and so forth. They teach you the same stuff. So I didn't want to do any of that when I got into real estate. I've done a lot of different things, right? I failed at a bunch, but I've gotten pretty good at one thing at least. So here we go. So I make this product, right? Teaching real estate agents how to generate leads. And this program was on Craigslist, right? Now this is years ago. I don't even remember. 6 years ago now? 5 or 6 years ago now. So I make this product, right? First of all, it took me 8 or 9 months to actually make the product, right? Okay, that was problem number 1. Like literally 8 or 9 months to like put the product together. And I remember the first time I sold the product, I had a mentor who was a coach for real estate agents, and he said, "Hey, look, I know you're crushing it using Craigslist generating leads. Why don't you put together a product, right, and we'll sell it to my list?" Well, 9 months later, I'm like, "Hey, Rob, I'm ready to, I got my product ready finally." So he gets a whole bunch of people on a teleseminar, and what do? Funnily enough, what I did on that teleseminar is exactly what I'm doing tonight. I told people what I did or what I do in that case, to generate leads on Craigslist, right? And then at the end, I say, hey, if you want my complete system, you can get it, right? And I sold the product for $97. Here's what happened. Did the teleseminar, and literally, as I'm making the pitch, I keep hitting refresh on my email, and I keep seeing merchant receipt, merchant receipt, merchant receipt, merchant receipt. People just kept buying and buying and buying, and I sold almost 100 of these things. Let me tell you, that was like mind-blowing, right? Here's the problem, right? It was an awesome day. It was an awesome day, right? Here's the problem. We sold like $10,000 worth of these things. First of all, he promoted me, so I had to give him half the money. Second of all, so I got $5,000. Awesome, right? This is great. It took me about 2 days to realize, frick, I got to sell more of these things, right? $5,000, it was awesome, but what do I do now? So here's what I did. For months, like 7 or 8 months, I kept selling this course, right? And I was selling 50 to 100, sometimes a couple of hundred a month. But I was never making any money because even though I was getting high commissions, I didn't have recurring income, and I didn't have high-ticket products. Now, fast forward in that business, when we added these things into that business, we were averaging for several years, because we had all three of these things, high 5 figures to 6 figures per month in that business, because we had all these things, right? Incidentally, when you join our team, which you can do that at the link below, we've got all these things as well, right? Let me get a drink. Did we ever peak at 800? We still didn't hit the 800. Somebody go get 9 more people on so we can get to 800. I want to see that 800 number. Now, here's what I want you to think about. So here's what I want you to think about. What if you could have a system that you could literally just plug into that had all of these things that I just erased. I don't know why I erased them now. That had all of these things that I just erased, that allowed you to do things the easy way to get results. Now, again, look, disclaimers abound, right? I said it at the beginning. I'm saying it again, right? Let me say this. Instead of, I'm going to take back the word easy. Simple, right? I'm not going to say it's easy, but what we're going to give you is simple, right? You just have to follow directions, right? And what if, with the products and trainings that we offer and that you can offer to the marketplace, it could help anyone in any business learn how to utilize the internet. Wouldn't that be powerful? Wouldn't that be cool, right? I think so. That's exactly what you can get when you click on the link below. It says something like, I don't know. It says something like lock arms with us, right? Lock arms with us. When you do that, okay, when you click on the button below this video, you're going to have a chance to get access to our viral blogging system. Our viral blogging system. It's getting warm in here. Man, I'm getting excited. You'll have a chance to get access to our viral blogging system. Now, if you remember, blogging, content creation, was part of, you can kind of see it a little bit here, was part of the 4 things that I did to get those results that we talked about. Okay? This viral blogging system, which you can get access to below, will give you that part of the puzzle. Now, here's the cool part, though. Here's the cool part. You'll get every part of what I outlined for you when you get started below. Now, as you click the link, you're going to notice a page will open up. Okay? A page will open up, and on the left side is where you're going to create your account. And on the right side, you're going to see some of the bonuses that you can get access to with this viral blogging system. Now, here's what I want you to know. I want you to know that the bonuses you see on the right are just a fraction of what you get access to with our team, the prosperity team. Okay? It's just a fraction. And I want you to know this. When you click on that link, the page opens up and you start filling out the information on the left. You pull out your credit card. You pull out your credit card and you enter that in. When you click, I don't know, it says join now or something like that. You're going to have everything that you need to get the kinds of results that I shared with you. Now, again, I cannot guarantee that when you get started below, that you're going to recruit 296 people in the next 9 months. I can't guarantee that. But I know it's possible. Let me share with you something else that I know is possible. I just got back from an event in New Orleans, our company event, one of our company events in New Orleans. We've got events called Impact. By the way, members of our team, our next event is in Charlotte, And if you're already on our team and you're going to Charlotte, I want you to post in the comments right now, I will be in Charlotte. Just post, I will be in Charlotte. And if you haven't decided now, maybe right now would be a good time to make that decision, right? Maybe right now would be a time to decide to do whatever it takes to get to Charlotte, okay? Now, I lost my train of thought there. But when you get access, when you join our team, oh, here's where I was going. So I was at this event in New Orleans, right? And I'm sitting there on Saturday, and this guy comes up on stage, this guy named AK. And his real name, he's from Austria, it's like Alois Köhler. Alois Köhler. I think I said it pretty close. Kevin, did I say it pretty close? That was pretty good, I think. So this kid gets up. He's 22 years old. Okay? He's 22 years old. He just got started with us, with our company, in February, I think. 3 months ago. He's been with our company for 90 days. Now, this is someone who was waiting tables. Now, he's 22. He was waiting tables and broke. He had to borrow the money to get started. Some of you might be in a situation like that right now. Some of you need to make a decision to do something different right now. You might need to borrow the money to get started at the link below and just do it. Okay? So back to AK. He borrows the money to get started. What does he do? He sets an intention. He made a commitment that he was going to make $100,000 in 100 days. I think that's what he said. 90 days later, he's on stage at an event in New Orleans. This guy's from Austria. He's on stage at an event in New Orleans, having earned $93,800 with our system in 90 days. Now again, those results are not typical, but if a 22-year-old broke waiter kid can do it, gosh, I think some of you can do it too, right? Now this gets even crazier. He's in Austria where they don't have credit cards. Okay? Get that. They don't have credit cards, right? All of you right now watching this have a credit card in your pocket. I want you to pull it out right now and just be grateful that you have a credit card. Be grateful that you have the credit card that you can use to get started right now to make a new reality in your life, to create a new result in your life. Okay? Now, I've said this again, and I want to really drive home this point. Some of you watching this are in or have been in another opportunity. What we teach you here applies anywhere. What you will learn here applies anywhere that you want to use. Any business or opportunity that you want to leverage the internet, this applies anywhere. Let me get a drink again. Janet says, will this work with Advocare? Yes. Okay, this will work for any business. This is about attracting people to you, because here's the thing, okay? This might be, for some of you, this is going to be your breakthrough right now. For some of you, this will be your breakthrough right now. It is not about the opportunity that you are in. It is about you. People will join you. Now, you need to make sure that you've got the right opportunity. You need to make sure that you've got some of the things that I outlined here if you really want to scale and leverage. But again, what our products will show you, what you will learn from them, you can apply to any business opportunity. Okay? The blog, our blogging platform, you can create, unlimited blogs. So you can create multiple blogs. You could have a blog about your X business products. You could have a blog for your family. right? You can have a blog for, maybe you have a traditional like physical brick and mortar business, right? You can do all of that with our blogging system, which you can and should get access to below. Okay, right now. Now, here's what I want. Here's what I want people to do. If you are already in with us, okay, I want you to post in the comments, I'm in. Okay, I want you to post in the comments, I'm in. And if you're getting in, either you're getting in right now or you're making a decision right now to get in and get started, I want you to post, I'm getting in. I'm getting in. Okay? Let me get another drink. I'm sorry. I get a little parched. I get wound up. So here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen when you get started right now. You're going to click the button. A page is going to open up. Like I said, on the left-hand side, you're going to create your account. Now, here's a great question that we get asked a lot. The username. Okay. People ask us, what should I put for a username? I recommend using your name. You can use whatever you want. Now, here's what you need to know. It will be the subdomain for your initial blog, and it will be your login, your username for login. Now, because of the way our blogging platform works, you can actually map a domain. If you don't know what that means, it doesn't work. It just means don't let deciding on what your username is going to be stop you. Just decide and put a username. Pick a username. You're going to fill out the rest of it, right? You're going to fill out the rest of it. You're going to make sure that the referring affiliate is the person that invited you here tonight. Whoever invited you here tonight, make sure that they're the referring affiliate, which is at the bottom of the left-hand column. You're going to get out your credit card, and you're going to fill out your information. You're going to click, I think it says join now or something like that. When you do that, you're going to be taken to the back office. The very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go through our Fast Start trainings. Now, these Fast Start trainings were literally just shot and put into the back office a couple of days ago. And let me tell you what, when it says on the order form, right, where you click the button, when you click the button below, when it says that that's a bonus and it has a value of, I forget what it even says, know that that is real, because the training that is outlined in those 9 Fast Start training modules, that is some of the best training you will ever get on building a business on the internet. Period. If you agree with me, if you're on the team and you agree that the new Fast Start trainings are just, I mean, badass. They're so good we could sell them, right? If you agree with that, post that in the comments as well, right? So that's what you're going to get. Now, you're also, because you're on here tonight with me and because someone on our team has invited you, you're going to get some incredible bonuses. For example, you're going to get access to our private team group, right? You're going to get access to things like trainings. Like, for example, one of our other leaders and I, yesterday, we did a webinar for our team teaching them how to get people on tonight's Hangout. How else do you think we have, we had almost 800 people tonight on the Hangout, right? We show you what to do and how to do it, right? You're also going to get done for you, I'm just going to put DFY, capture pages, funnels, follow-up emails, value-based content. So you can deliver value to the marketplace and attract people to you and your business, right? And there's a lot more stuff that you get as well. Here's what you need to know. You're going to get everything that you need to succeed. You're going to get all the support. You're going to get a community. If you can't tell already from the comments, You're going to get a community that cares about your success. You're going to get the support that you need, the help that you need, and you're going to get the technology that you need. Here's the thing. You have to make a decision, right? The one thing we can't do for you is make a decision. You've got to do that. You've got to do that. Now, some of you are thinking right now, you're sitting there thinking, you clicked on the button, you've got your credit card out, and it's like trembling a little bit, and you're sitting there thinking, this all sounds great, but how quickly am I really going to succeed? And here's the real answer. The sooner you get started, the sooner you will succeed. You need to make a decision to get started. You need to make a decision to create a new reality, a new result in your life. We can't do that for you. We can't do that for you, right? Now, and here's the thing. If you're one of these people who thinks this is some kind of lottery or there's some sort of easy magic button of some kind, you know, where you just push it and money shows up, right? If that's your line of thinking, please don't buy right now. Please don't decide to buy right now. This is a real business that requires real work. But know this, we've got a better way to do things, and we're going to help you succeed if you decide and if you jump in the boat with us, right? If you jump in the boat with us. Let me get a drink of water. Dave Wood just mentioned me on Facebook. He said somebody such and such is a badass. That's awesome. So here's the thing. I'm going to wrap up in a minute here. How are we doing on time? We're just a little bit over an hour. I'm going to wrap up in a minute here. But let me just go into a couple more things here that are critical that you might be running through your mind, right? When you get started, right? I already mentioned you're going to get the Fast Start training. We're going to get you plugged into our community. And one of the coolest things that you get here, right, is we're going to do whatever we can to get you to results quickly, right? So the thing we're going to focus on now. Think about this. Wouldn't it be easier for you to get results if you could focus on getting people to a hangout like this, where we share some cool things, some cool strategies? And by the way, we've got in your back office, right? One of the things you're going to get when you get started is we've been doing these hangouts. I think since the first week of January. You're going to get some of the coolest, most powerful strategies for getting traffic, for converting leads, for creating content. And this is the stuff that we give away on Hangouts as value-based content. You're going to get all of it, and it's all stuff that you can use to deliver value to the marketplace and help people where they're at and make a decision to join you. You get all of this. So think about this. Wouldn't it be cool if you get started today? You get started today, right? Think about this. You get started today, and when you do, you're going to have access to a page just like the one you're on right now that you can use to get your first results, where we're going to show you what to do and how to do it to promote this very hangout as early as like tomorrow, so you can start getting results for yourself, right? Think about that versus, what we had over here, the hassling of the warm market, the cold calling, the calling, leads and so forth. We will show you an easier, a better way. All right. A couple more things, and then I am gonna let everybody go because it's getting late. And here's the thing. when I do these, I get so wound up and so excited that I can't sleep, and I got 4 kids, and they wake up early. So here's the dirty little secret that when I said about the alarm clock. Here's the dirty little secret. One of the reasons I also don't need an alarm clock is because my kids wake up so early. Like, you know, I don't need it either. But the point is, I don't have to set an alarm clock to wake up for work, right? I wake up with my kids. My kids are my alarm clock, and that's freaking awesome. You know, I think you'd agree. Some cool stuff being posted in there. Alex Z, you are a baller, my man. You are a baller. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, couple more things. I was reading this book. The other day called The Alchemist, right? And I'm sharing this because I know that there are a few of you out there who are at a place where, you know, you're thinking something like, you know, well, hey, I'm broke, right? Or, you know, well, if it's so good, you know, why don't you pay for me to get started, and I'll pay you from the profits. And let me share with you this story from The Alchemist. The Alchemist is about this boy who's got a flock of sheep, right? And he takes these sheep to different, like, towns, and, you know, he gets paid. The people shear the sheep, and, you know, he gets paid for the wool, I guess. I don't even know, right? And so he's in this one town, and he has this dream. And in the dream, he's at pyramids, and there's some sort of treasure, but he can't make it out, right? And he has this dream 2 nights in a row. So he goes and sees this, like, gypsy psychic woman, and she's like, well, tell me about your dream, right? And he's like, well, how much is it going to cost me, right? How much is it going to cost me? And they're going back and forth on the price and so forth. And finally she said, look, just tell me your dream, and then I'll tell you the price. And he so wanted to know, even though, you know, he's a little skeptical about this, you know, gypsy psychic lady. He's a little skeptical, but he so wanted to know, right? He just wanted to know what it meant. So he tells her, and she says, you don't owe me anything, but here's my payment. When you find the treasure, right? When you find the treasure, I want 10%. Right? When you find the treasure, I want 10%. So he leaves. He's kind of annoyed. And actually, oh no, I'm messing it up. But so she says, here's what it means. You need to go to the pyramids of Egypt and find a treasure, right? So he leaves. He's like, you know, I agreed to give this lady 10%, and she tells me that my dream is what I dreamed, right? So he goes and he's sitting on a bench, and he's frustrated. And then this guy appears. As if out of nowhere, right? Maybe that's me to you right now. This guy just appears out of nowhere. You don't know me. You were invited here by someone else. Who knows, right? This guy appears and just starts talking to him like he knows the guy, like he knows the boy, right? Who had the dream. And you know, he's like, somehow this guy knows about his dream, right? And the guy knows all this weird stuff about the boy, and so the guy says, you know, the boy knows, how do you know about my dream? Do you know what it means? Do you know what my dream means? And he says, I'll tell you what. You give me 10% of your flock, right? His sheep. That was his business. You give me 10% of your flock, and I'll tell you what your dream means. What it means. It says, meet me here tomorrow with 10% of your flock, right? So the boy, you know, he can't sleep that night. He's all excited. He comes back the next day. He brings his sheep. He gives the 10% to this man. And the man tells him, your dream means you need to go to the pyramids in Egypt and find your treasure. And the boy is furious. He's furious. He's like, I just gave you 10% of my flock, and you told me what my dream is. And the guy says something, this isn't exactly how he said it, but he's like, if I didn't make you give me the 10% of your sheep, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't have skin in the game. You wouldn't have skin in the game. Okay? Now here's the thing. The boy actually believed him because the guy knew things about him that, you know, he couldn't possibly have known, and the boy ends up finding his treasure. I won't ruin the book. Read the book. It's awesome. You know, you can read it in a night. Here's the point in all of that. One of the reasons that it costs money to get started is because the only way you'll take it serious, and that's what you need to do, because this is real and this is a serious business, is if you have some skin in the game up front. Now, here's the crazy thing. $25, skin in the game? Come on. Anyone who's serious about making a life change, you either have the 25 bucks or you're going to go find it, one way, shape, or form, right? One way, shape, or form, you're going to go find it. With that, I think I'm going to wrap up. Just take one more drink. I do see some questions. People still asking, does this work with X? Does this work with Y? Here's what this works for. Any business or business opportunity that you want to leverage the internet for. That you want to do the things that I drew out on this side instead of the things that I drew out on this side. Any business, I love some of the pictures we're getting. I love it. I love it. Any business where you want to do more of what I outlined on the right, where you want to be able to get results like what I shared versus doing the stuff on the left. Because here's the other thing I'll mention. I tried for years. You know, I've been in multiple network marketing companies over the years, right? Lots of them. I think I've recruited a grand total of 4 people, maybe, doing this stuff. With what we do here, I've recruited over 400 people, 296 in the last 9 months, but 400 total, because I'm doing this stuff that we outlined over here, right? It's a better way. It's a better way. We've said it numerous times. It doesn't mean that this doesn't work. It's just that we found that this works a hell of a lot better, easier, faster, and with less pain than the stuff over here. All right? Who's in? Who is in? Let's go back. Let's go back and I love this. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. 619 comments. That's pretty awesome. All right, so last and final words. Here's what I know. Here's what I have found in my life and in the life of others that I have had the pleasure of meeting that have had success. And what I know to be true about guys like Richard Branson and Darren Hardy and T. Harv Eker and Robert Kiyosaki and, you know, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. If you really want to succeed, you have to be willing and able to take action before you have all the answers. Some of you right now, tonight, you know that this feels right and that this makes sense. But you're letting that little part of your brain saying, well, I don't understand this part, or I've got this one question. If you want to succeed, you take action. And here's the thing. In the process of taking action, you figure things out. Through taking action, you figure things out and you succeed. That's the fastest, the best way to success in anything. If you want to learn how to do something, take action and figure it out along the way. What you can do right now is take action by locking arms with us at the link below and getting started right now. Right now. Thank you. I appreciate you all. I thank you all for being here. I hope you found your breakthrough tonight, your golden nugget, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the inside. And I'll look forward to seeing you at the next event, right? Because I know I'm going to see a bunch of you there. Good stuff. Appreciate you all. I believe in you all. You can do great things. You just have to make a decision. You just have to make a decision. Thanks. Good night.